What's up, guys? This is Clay Sherwan, and today I'm going to share with you how I passed my A+, my Network Plus, and my Security Plus CompTIA certifications in the year of 2020. So just for a starter, I want to share with you guys the purpose of this video is really to try to pass on a map on how you can go be successful in these exams. And so there's that famous saying, you don't have to reinvent the wheel of success. And so that's the whole idea behind this video, is to give you a roadmap on how you can go be successful. And this is basically the 3 strategies that I use towards passing my exams. Now, not trying to be overconfident, but I feel as if with the amount of time that I put into studying and with my interactions with CompTIA, especially in the testing environments, that these strategies are a very strong and efficient approach and played a huge part in me passing my exams. So the first strategy that we're going to talk about is going to be a resource that is awesome and is very well known within the IT community when it comes to the CompTIA core certifications, and that's Professor Messer. The overall approach that I'm taking to Professor Messer as the first strategy is for us to be able to build a foundation. Professor Messer is such a great resource for this because he offers videos, and these videos are going to be visual representations of the technology in which we are going to be tested over. This is a big deal because when it comes to us learning about technology, it's one thing to learn about it through a book, but to have a visual representation has been very beneficial for a lot of people, including myself. Another bonus towards Professor Messer and why we should build our foundation for the CompTIA A+, Network Plus, or Security Plus with him is the quality of his content. You can go and you can dish out a ton of money on partnering with another resource, or for example going to a college and taking a few courses to get ready for these certifications, or you can browse on his website and see that he has courses for the A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus, and these videos are all offered for free. Don't let the word free scare you away. A lot of people have used Professor Messer to pass their core CompTIA exams, and this is just another reason why it's such a great resource. There are a few tips that I want to leave with you before we move on to the second strategy, and tip number 1 when it comes to Professor Messer is going to be the PDF notes that he offers. He has additional resources that he offers which supplement his videos, and the PDF notes are such a big deal because basically what they do is condense all of the knowledge in which we're trying to study on his courses into a simple format. So for example, we could spend a ton of time pausing every video multiple times to take our own notes, or we could just go ahead and for an affordable price buy the PDF notes that he offers and allow him to do the work for us. On top of that, the PDF notes are a good purchase because you can use Adobe to basically go in and highlight, edit, or for example, cross things out almost as if it's a physical copy, but obviously it's digital. The last tip that I'd like to share with you is the intensity level at which I would approach Professor Messer's material. Because we're using Professor Messer as a place to build our foundation, we want to leave room for growth with an additional resource, which I'll talk about in strategy number 2. So that being said, my overall goal with his material, if he were to quiz me on his videos, his notes, is going to be me scoring a B-. On top of that, I'm going to go ahead and increase my intensity level to an A+ for anything that is related to a graph, numerical information, charts, formulas, anything within those categories. I'm going to go ahead and up my intensity. And the reason being is because this is strictly material that we're going to have to memorize. And so Professor Messer did a really good job of presenting this material in an easy way for us to memorize it, and also gathering this material in one central location. The second strategy that we're going to use is going to be what CompTIA offers as the Cert Master practice. There's a lot of reasons why we want to use this resource as our second strategy, and the first one is going to be the fact that we want to strengthen our foundation. So, as we said earlier, we use Professor Messer as a place to build our foundation. Now we're going to go ahead and partner with CompTIA, and we're going to start to really strengthen that foundation and try to go a little deeper than what we went with Professor Messer. Another reason why we want to use the Cert Master practice is because we want to go ahead and use multiple resources when it comes to trying to study for these certifications. This gives us the opportunity to cross-reference material, and on top of that, get a different perspective on material that maybe we didn't understand originally. I'm a big advocate of the Cert Master practice because it was crucial towards me passing the exams. One of those reasons is the fact that the Cert Master practice is a learning platform that presents the knowledge in a quiz and testing format. And so what it does is it goes objective by objective through the material that you'll be tested on, and it's going to quiz you on that material per objective. And then also at the very end of it, there's a practice test that they offer that is going to put you in the testing mindset prior to you even taking your test. So again, we had an audio and visual representation of the material offered through Strategy 1, which is partnering with Professor Messer. Now we're going to go ahead and dive into the Cert Master practice as strategy number 2. And not only are we going to learn the material from a different perspective, we're also going to do it in a quiz test format to get into the psychology of actually taking the test. This is where you're going to begin to develop your own strategies when it comes to problem solving with the way that they word questions or any other strategies when it comes to just being in a testing environment in general. Now, before I move on to the third strategy, I want to go ahead and share a few tips with you. And the first tip is going to be the performance questions that are offered on the practice tests at the very end. The performance questions when it comes to CompTIA are really important and could make or break you on the exam. And so what a performance question is basically a question that is not in the form of multiple choice like A, B, C, D. It's more like, hey, configure this router or solve this networking issue. I want to get as much practice as I possibly can with putting myself in situations to try to solve these issues prior to me actually taking the test. And I'm going to go ahead and do that by retaking the practice test over and over again. Now, you don't have to literally take the entire test to retake it. You can use the retake or refresh button for the exam and see that there are actually a pool of performance questions that CompTIA is pulling on their practice tests from. And so my approach was that I was going to refresh the test as many times necessary in order for me to look and see all the different performance questions within CompTIA's pool. Now, the last tip that I'm going to leave with you guys is going to be the intensity level that I approach the Cert Master practice with. Basically, I would recommend that you try to go at this and really, as I said earlier, strengthen your foundation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach it with an A+ intensity. Don't let that discourage you. I'm not talking about trying to be perfect when it comes to all the material. The really focus that I'm trying to concentrate on is going to be the correct answers for each question. That sounds like a no-brainer, but when you actually go through the Cert Master practice on each question, they'll give you a explanation towards the correct answer, and for every answer that's incorrect, they'll also give a description towards that or an explanation as to why that's not right. Not saying that you shouldn't read over that or that you can't dive into that stuff. It's just at one point I have to accept the fact that I'm not going to be bulletproof going into taking these exams. The third strategy that we're going to go ahead and cap it off with is going to be what I call a bonus strategy. This is where we're going to combine being financially smart with how we approach the Cert Master practice, and it has an extra benefit to it, which is going to include the exam voucher, and you'll understand what I'm talking about here in a sec. So the thing about CompTIA is they're a nonprofit organization, and from my experience of working with them, they're really interested in your success. What I've noticed on their website with some of the deals that they offer is that they're actually really, really good. And if you take some time to do some research prior to you actually purchasing any material, you can come out saving a pretty good penny. So here's how I caught on to doing it in the most efficient way for me, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with you in two simple steps. The first step is going to be me going ahead and purchasing a store club membership, which includes a 20% discount currently on all of their products that they offer on their store. So I'm going to have to go ahead and dish out a little money for this year membership, but it's definitely worth it when you do the long-term math. The second step that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and navigate to whichever exam that I'm prepping for, where there is a specific bundle offered for the CompTIA A Plus, Network Plus, and Security Plus, and that bundle is called the Exam Prep Bundle. Now, this includes not only the Cert Master Practice, which was our second strategy, but 2 exam vouchers. When you go back and you do the math, this is actually going to save you a lot of money, and it's kind of like killing 3 birds with 1 stone. You're purchasing a bundle that includes not only the Cert Master Practice, but a double exam voucher, and on top of that bundle, which is going to be at a discounted price, you're getting the 20% discount from the club store membership. It's a 1-2 punch, and at the end of the day, who doesn't want to save money? To save you the hassle, I put a link in the description below, and no, I have no official affiliation with CompTIA, so if you use that link, it will take you directly to CompTIA's store. On top of that, I'd just like to let you know I'm the author of a book called Making Hard Work a Habit and Success a Hobby. The idea behind Making Hard Work a Habit and Success a Hobby is that we focus on this concept I call behavioral success. And so the entire time that I was studying for my certifications, I wasn't just focusing on the goal of wanting to get these certifications. I was focusing on my work ethic on a daily basis and how I could basically become more efficient in hard work, because I knew that whether I would pass or fail, I would need my work ethic to rebound from that failure, or I would need my work ethic to help me continue to pursue excellence in the next goal that I had set for myself. So if you want to check it out, you can check out the link below. If you get a chance to read the book and you could leave a review on Amazon, that'd be a huge help. Also, if you want to reach out to me personally and I can help you in any way possible, feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below, and I wish you the best of luck in all of your studies. And remember this: always climb, always grind.